Tacos. And this is your host CB. Here with Shady, Yarbles on the cams. So what's up,
Hola.
guys?
What up?
And we have a nice little treat for you guys. We have Brittany's Beers versus Horrorcore. Um, Brittany's Beers, you know, this is gonna be, I believe, their first Fire game. Could be wrong. Same with Horrorcore. This one was supposed to be one of the first ones, but it got pushed back due to some issues with Horrorcore's team. But now we are all here, and we're ready for this game to get underway. So, what are your impressions of these teams so far, Shady?
Well, I've never seen either of them play, so I'm not sure, but I have got on good authority that Horrorcore, despite their name, are lovely people, and I know Brittany's Beers are full of wonderful people, so hopefully we'll see just a wonderful, amazing game.
Fair enough. I know a lot of these Brittany's Beers, a few of them come from C10. So, I mean, there's a lot of VODs on them out there, and we already know, like, they're pretty good. Horrorcore, on the other end, I'm not too familiar with most of these players, but I think it should be a good one. Despite that, I do think that these guys do have a lot of good players, so it's going to be exciting. First map's going to be the Paul coming up soon. I just got to get the readies, I'm pretty sure.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we will. Don't worry about it. Oh, there we are. So hopping into this first one, Nepal. I'm excited to see this map. One of my controversial opinion is one of my favorites for Control.
Oh, you're not allowed to talk about control maps anymore?
I love this map. I don't care, except for the one everyone hates with the Death Pit.
If anyone likes Sanctum, I don't know what to say to you. I'm sorry, but if you like Sanctum, you're wrong.
I just like all the other points. It's the same with Busan. I do not like Mecha Base, but all the other points I like.
That we can agree on.
Thank you. Finally, someone agrees with me. My control takes. Everyone hates my control takes because I think Ilios is not a bad map.
CB, I vouch for you, and then you come out and say that, man. Nope.
At least it's not my favorite. My favorite is probably Busan. I like it. I don't know. But in any case, as we get ready to attack for both sides, it's looking like Brittany is going to be coming out on the Old Faithful Ryan Zarya, but a bit of a mix-up with the Pharah in play. Pocketed Pharah that is going to be an entertaining one to watch. But it's looking like Horrorcore is going to be coming out on the Ball Rhine. A little bit of a different comp. You don't really see this one run too much. Sim setup. It's going to be hard to crack, but the Pharah is going to be there. Blast up all those turrets in the way. So Ball's just trying to create some diversion here. Nice attempt from Risha to try to pin the Canadian right there. But the point is going to go straight on to Horrorcore side. Shady.
Yeah, I mean, Canadian's doing a great job of disrupting here. I think clearly being a distraction, Brittany's not able to push in here, which is just doing a great job of allowing Horrorcore to get that crucial first cap.
Yeah, and both sides taking a few players out of the mix. I think the Mercy is going to be severely missed by Barry, but Barry gets the first two picks with a barrage and just a few direct rockets. Coalescence, not sure if that was needed from Cypher, but in any case, they do get the flip. Should go in their way, 35-0. Nice turnaround right there.
Bit of an expensive fight. You know, I'm not sure, like you said, they needed a Colt, but you do have the Grab, Shatter, Pulse coming up, big combos there, and I like this Hog switch, though, from Canadian. See if you can get any work done on that. Maybe get a quick pick to engage with.
Yeah, that would be ideal, but both sides coming online for a few ults. You got the Shatter, the grab. Ooh, nice kill from Barry right there, but gets traded out in return. Hook attempt on the Mercy was ambitious, but the grab and the Shatter being thrown down by the tank line of Brittany. Slobby Globby getting the kill on the Strozel. The tire attempt, nice try. But yeah, that fight was kind of all over the place. You got the duel in the sky and duel on the left side.
Both teams so far being a little loose with their ults, in my opinion, kind of throwing them out there here and there, trying to go for some hero plays. But I like the ambitiousness.
I mean, that just creates an exciting matchup, doesn't it? You never know if someone's just gonna get an amazing 4K off of a tire or something, so it's exciting to see this. And Finn immediately getting the pick on the Cypher. Nice Kree dinks right there. Coalescence being thrown in. A lot of ults being invested here from both sides. Point does get flipped on the Horrorcore's favor though, but it still can be anyone's fight. But Finn is saying no to that and just finding pick after pick. So yeah,
What a body block!
That is huge. That is insane. Omega low with the kill. Nice. That one's for you, chat.
You know, expensive fight there for Horrorcore, but one they definitely needed to heavily invest in. You need to win that fight to make sure you cap this point. That would have been one fight territory had they not. This gives you the opportunity of them losing it. They'll get for sure at least one more team fight now. If they lose this point.
Yeah, and Brittany, they do have a few ults as well. The Shatter being thrown, finding two people on the ground, but Finn responding immediately with the Deadeye. Absolutely massive, and the Coalescence is being invested with the grab. And it's looking like it's being turned around, actually. Just a few players left for Brittany to deal with. As Strozel pressuring out Omega Lol right there. Can they flip it in time? And yeah, looks like they do. But they are coming back to stall to 99. Actually a smart play there from Horrorcore. And now they gotta back out.
Like you said, CB, great stall, but I think that might end up... I mean, they'll get another fight for sure, but that could end up hurting them if they don't get this regroup quick, because their main tank taking a lot of pressure for Horrorcore in that choke.
Yeah, and as both teams go up to 99%, Strozel pops the Visor. Visor being popped. And Brittany winning out this fight very convincingly, 100 to 99. What an amazing play right there from Richard right there at the end.
It's a great play by Richard, great play by Barry as well. The barrage forcing out Emor, but not allowing them to touch the point, knowing, I mean, if you're Horrorcore there, knowing full well that if you try to touch point, you're dead. That barrage was beautiful beautiful positioning by Barry and just beautiful timing overall. And then the Visor as well, just forcing them to kind of funnel into that barrage, but yeah, I mean, they couldn't touch. It's just a great play by Brittany's.
Yeah, I mean, that one came down tooth and nail to the very end, and if that's any indication for how this series is going to go, I am very excited to see how this one plays. It's looking like it'll be a nail biter just based off of that first point engagement right there. Both teams, though, opting, well, Brittany anyway, opting to stay on the same comp, except Strozel on the Ashe. Horrorcore, a little bit of a mix-up. No more Wrecking Ball or Hog for the Canadian. Instead, on that Rhine, Strozel immediately getting a pick onto the Junkrat. Slobby Globby falling, getting headshot. And Richard with a tank diff pin. They'll love to see it. Brittany does lose one, but immediately gets rezzed. And that should be the point going into Brittany's favor.
Beautiful, clean fight. I mean, just the DPS for Brittany's putting out so much pressure onto this tank line and DPS line for Horrorcore. They're just not able to do much with all the pressure this far, and even Strozel on hit scan is providing.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wonky comp they're running, but it's working. And the nice Shatter right there, finding the Baby Diva as well as the Moira, so I'd say that's worth it in the end. Although Richard might be caught out here. Yeah, he does fall, but Brittany is able to capitalize on the rest of that. I mean, yeah, Barry does fall, but it doesn't matter in the end. Brittany hangs on tight.
Richard's such a Chad. He just charged across the corridor and was stuck. Forced out Emor with a shatter. I mean, good lord. That's a playmaker on main tank.
Bit of a Chad play, I will say. Surprised he didn't die from the pin before Canadian dies, but in any case, very nice amplification matrix right there. Forcing them to back up, and they don't. And it's costing them a few people. Omega Low with the beam on the copper. That is looking like Horrorcore should win this fight out. Deer, that's a bit unfortunate, but yeah, 73 to 0. So nice job, Horrorcore, using that ultimate to create some space.
Grab Barrage coming back in for Brittany's though, so this should be a very easy, clean retake, especially if they can force out Emor, and then you have Strozel with the Bob to just throw that on point for the extra contest if needed. So this should be an easy retake for Brittany's here.
Yeah, I mean, as long as nothing goes wrong, this should be all theirs. So we'll see what happens here in this engagement. Deer is just lining this up, waiting for that Diva T to get demeched or something, and the grab catches no one. That is a bit of a miscommunication there. Finn finds Barry. Richard, nice little shatter right there. Tire and bomb being thrown in, and they both get 3 in the end. So yeah, that was a big miscommunication from Barry right there.
That was just beautiful execution by Horrorcore. Like you said, that miscommunication, I think what happened there, Deer went for the grab, and I don't know if Horrorcore recognized it was coming, or Deer just mistimed it, but I don't think anybody got caught in that. But good ult discipline by Barry realizing it and not committing the barrage on top of it.
Yeah, now the amplification matrix is just gonna be letting them have this corner here, but the barrage taking out Finn, and they both trade each other out, but the res is there. No one to stop it. That's just right there in the back lane. Shatter falls. Oh my goodness! But it doesn't matter. It's looking like the DPS might be clutching it. Although Canadian and Dimples, they're just swinging and shooting and killing everyone. And now this is just a fight on the point. Nice blue guys, Dirty. Yep, and Horrorcore are going to be clutching it thanks to that Deadeye. Absolutely massive plays though.
Very good Deadeye by Finn, making sure that the pharmacy couldn't just stall the point out until the rest of Brittany's get there. And that forces, you know, a little bit of an early commit here from Deer to make sure they get the touch.
Yeah, that was a nice pick by Strozel, just dinks him right in the head. Both Coalescences being used, trying to keep each other up. Richard falling a bit low, but everyone's back for the side of Brittany. Unruly tank, that is a huge pick. That is not what you want to see if you're Horrorcore right there. It's gonna, oh, nice pin, that is just a Chad pin. He's just being ambitious with it. Slavy Globby coming back with the 2K on the tire. And it's looking very, oh no, Deer! No, you hate to see it. Horrorcore getting that one. Another very close nail biter.
Man, I mean, that fight got very sloppy there at the end, but huge plays coming out from Horrorcore to make sure they cap that point, even with their BAP going down, like you said, CV. Massive pick by Barry, but great job by Horrorcore to recover and clutch that point out.
And I mean, like I said, these points have been so close so far. And yeah, like I said, this series, it's looking very good for everyone in Twitch chat. Also looking like a very good one to commentate. If it's all gonna be this close, this is gonna be great.
I'm down for a 5-map series. I don't have to wake up early.
Me neither. So I don't know about Yarbles, but we'll see. Looking like Brittany gonna opt for the sim strat here on the point, along with the Reaper, and as well as Horrorcore just sticking to what worked last point. So we'll see. Sim already set up, and Strozel taking Slavy Globby to the cleaners right there. And nice attempt right there. I'll give Canadian that, but it's not going to be enough to try to turn that. The sim is just way too strong.
A little bit of a split engage there from Horrorcore, I think. Both DPS kind of trying to take that off angle. Maybe you want to keep the McCree with your team there, try to flash them, but I also think that Brittany's did a fantastic job of just getting in, getting set up, knowing they need to play point with this sim strat. And then Horrorcore, I'm not sure if they really knew what they wanted to do to deal with that. It seemed like a bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, another split engage here. We got the BAP and the Ryan on one side, and the rest of the team on the other. So, I'm not sure if they really know how they're gonna deal with it yet. But I mean, Canadian does find Copper, and I mean, this should be the one fight right here, thanks to Slobby Globby's play. I mean, everyone's just kind of popping on their team right now. So, another nail biter of a point. It's looking like.
We hope so, and you know, split engage there that worked this time. Didn't seem to work the first fight, but this time I think maybe a little better communication. The early pick by Canadian onto Copper was definitely the big, you know, go button for them to get a lot more aggro.
Oh my goodness, the fight was shut down before it even started, and Strozel still commits the shield right there, but that is just unfortunate.
That was a lot of ultimates getting a little overcommitted there. You had the Deadeye come out, Shatter come out, and Cole come out. The wall was a major overcommitment in of itself, but those other three, man, I think if you're either team, you want those ults back.
Yeah, especially that Coalescence there. I know it's a fast building ult, but that was a bit late. Might cost him on this fight since, you know, the Rip Tire and the amplification matrix is, and the grab too. It's just going to be so much coming out. Amp early, and
Richard!
It's just, oh my goodness, that is disgusting. Oh my gosh, another fight just stopped immediately. Oh, Richard.
I mean, that's typically what you want to see out of your Rhine, going for the Shatter when the amp comes out, but man, great focus fire by Horrorcore to make sure that he didn't even get it off.
That is a very good play from the BAP and the Cree right there. And now it's coming close to final fight territory. They're still trying to find an engagement here, and they use the grab, but the Deadeye cancels it out. Riptire coming in as well, and it doesn't catch anyone. Die. Nope, Finn shutting that down immediately. And Horrorcore should win this one out because yep, you hear the team fight Horn, and that is going to be all. Horrorcore taking map 1 right there.
That was very efficient last couple of fights for Horrorcore. That second to last, the amp shutting down the Shatter immediately. Canadian had quite a few good moments on Ryan after switching over after the first point. Look at that Shatter.
Disgusting.
That's a juicer right there.
And then the extra at the end. The Canadian just did so good on that point right there.
Absolutely. And then the last fight on Village, you know, they did a great job of shutting down the Death Blossom. The Grav ended up getting no kills. You know, they were right on top of it with the Immortality Field. Horrorcore just overall played that very well on that last couple of fights on Village.
Yeah, like you said, it was very efficient the way they dealt with a lot of what Britney's Beers was trying to do. Just fast engagements. They just had the ultimates, maybe only needed 1, maybe even 2 on some of those engagements. They're just able to shut down the rush coming straight for the rest of their team. So that was a very good play right there, like you said, on Village. And Brittany, I feel like the only thing that was holding them back some of those fights was just ultimate usage. I think they just invested a little too much on a couple of those fights that they really didn't need to throw, but we'll see if they can clean up some of those just small mistakes they're making and turn it around on this next map, which should be Hollywood.
Yeah, I think ultimate usage and focusing targets down a little bit better might help. I think with Horrorcore playing that split strategy, it seemed like the second time there was a little indecision on which side Brittany's wanted to really focus. I think you just need to commit to one of the two groups of three and just hard push them, take them out, and then make it a 6v3. Hopefully don't lose anybody in that fight. But we'll see. Hollywood, I think, will be a very interesting map for Barry if Barry stays in on DPS, because that Pharah can be very effective at controlling that high ground on streets and even on first point.
Yeah, and I think the style that Horrorcore wants to run, which is they're opting out of the hit scan, which Brittany they're not afraid to just run Strozel on the Ashe and all that. I think Horrorcore can still get away with that strat on Hollywood. It'll be a bit tougher, especially like you said, like on the streets phase. It'll be a bit tougher, but I do think it's still possible. So we'll see what their answer is to what Brittany might be running, because I do have a feeling we're gonna see some Ashe or some Hanzo play here.
Yeah, and I think for Horrorcore, the junk gonna be very effective on their defense. Hollywood, of course, has just those two small little room, like the small little room to the left of the choke if you're the defending team, and then the main choke, which are Junkrat heaven, not to mention streets where you can just kind of set up on the high ground and, vibe and chuck grenades at them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, I hope they want to opt into the hit scan, because I do want to see some hit scan duels. As Shady as a hit scan player, I love to see it. I love to see like Widow or Ashe diffs. That'd be kind of fun. It's a bit of personal bias, I know, but I think chat loves that too. I think chat loves that too, just seeing Widows or Ashes pop off.
I mean, personally, I'm a tank player. I'd rather see the tanks pop off, but with the way the metas seem to be shifting, it doesn't feel like that's going to happen much anymore, so...
Blame Aaron. Blame Aaron.
Uncle Aaron's got to mess our game up. We want Papa Jeff back.
Yeah, Papa Jeff is always sweet to us.
Send Yarbles in there and let them teach them a lesson.
Yeah, he'll Rhine diff Aaron easy. So now
Aaron
we are
never
just
has the same ring to it as Papa Jeff.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
I
think we were discussing
Daddy
that.
back.
I don't know. It's just that weird uncle thing,
Not in my Overwatch.
So
it's
now
not Uncle Ryan, it's Daddy Ryan.
True. But yeah, we're just waiting on the lineups and the changes, all that, and of course the readies. So it's just always, that's just how casting works. It's kind of stall mania around here,
Just a little bit.
We do a bit of stalling.
That's what they pay you for, CB.
Wait, you're getting paid?
I didn't say I was getting paid.
I don't know, man. I haven't received my check in the mail, so I'm gonna have to contact the league, the shells, and I'm gonna have to break some kneecaps around here. No, I'm kidding.
I'll call my guy Sai. We'll get it figured out.
CB's getting paid, but we only told Shady just to make him do better.
They're gonna fire me.
That's minus 1,000.
We're not firing you, we're just taking you off the schedule.
That's fine. People probably sick of hearing my voice anyway.
I want to kind of read Twitch chat here, because I bet they're getting a kick out of Omega Law, like we were talking before the cast. That is a. If anyone is chat's hero, that is chat's hero right there.
You don't think it'd be Slobby Globby?
You know, actually, now I think about it, yeah, that's true. So I think Slavi Glavi is everyone's favorite. Well, maybe not Rappy's. Rappy is probably the Canadian, you know.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of Dr. Throbber. That's a good name.
I never thought we'd get to the point where Stalling was analyzing BattleNet names.
Look, man, I think with the whole like integration where you have to use your BattleNet, I think it's always funny seeing people who already have made BattleNets like forced to use them. Like everyone knows me as CB, but lately people have been calling me Ghost because BattleNet changes. But I don't know I don't know if I was named Slavi Globby. I think that's an immediate BattleNet change. Oh, maybe I'll own it. Who knows?
Yeah, I'd own it. You wear that name with pride.
Yeah. Ooh. Finn and Battle Ooze swapping spots. Oh no, chat. Chat's making me mad.
What's chat saying?
They just asked, is folding pizza acceptable?
You don't think it's acceptable?
Alright, here's my thing. If you have a slice of pizza, right? And you can just, it's not that big, it's just like a normal slice, and you can easily just eat it normally, why would you fold it? If it's like a big New York style, then sure.
Fair enough. So I was
I
about to
don't
say,
know.
like, what do you do with those giant pieces of pizza that you get? They're like the size of your head, though. You can't eat that without folding it.
That's true. I don't know. Here in Texas, we have a place called Big Lou's, and literally the pizza is bigger than like if I laid across that pizza, it's bigger than me. And that is definitely one you have to fold.
See, we don't have anything close to that in Oklahoma. I think the closest thing I could compare that is we have a little store called Sam's here. Well, it's not little. Store's called Sam's, and they sell these big pieces that I could probably put it up and it'd be about as long as from my hip down to my knee. And
Dang.
yeah, I'm exaggerating, of course. It's a little smaller than that.
One slice from Big Lou's, that thing goes from my hip all the way to my leg. I mean, all the way to my like, foot.
Dang. That's
But
a big
then again,
piece of pizza.
I am a short man, so I don't know if that's big or not. I am what you call in the industry a short person.
So many jokes just popped into my head.
Don't. I will get tilted on broadcast and flame everyone. No, I'm kidding.
Would you be short with me?
Listen, buddy, you're on the short end of the stick. Haha. Stall Overwatch.
Well, I've asked this once this season. I'm going to ask it one more time, see if we might have a different chat. Never mind. No stupid, controversial questions for me.
Yeah.
Yarbles doesn't want to hear it.
If you ask about pineapple on pizza, you're out.
Was that the question?
I know it was.
Maybe.
It totally was.
You know, we'll save this debate for the next stall.
I mean, the answer's no, but let's get into the game.
Yeah, and it's looking as we get ready for the defense. I mean, like you said, the point here is that the Junkrat's going to be able to run wild in the defense. However, on the attack, bit of a different story. I don't know if Junkrat's going to get the same value, so it'll be interesting to see what the Horrorcore opts for. So we get Unruly, who swapped over from support to DPS on the McCree. saw a bit of a bat play from Unruly, and they're hitting shots. I ain't gonna lie, they're hitting some crazy shots. So, interesting. Slobby Globby does tease, at least, the Junkrat, so we'll see. Barry and Strozel. Torb on the high platform, the usual spot. I like it, I like it. As well as Barry just sat up on the high ground, pocketed Ash. You know how it is. Headshots just gonna be flying through.
I like this double shield, but I feel like with this comp you would want to just have everybody holding the high ground with the Sig and the Ash instead of just setting up split like this.
Yeah, we'll see how it works. And Unruly instantly popping heads. Deer is gonna fall, but gets rezzed instantly by Cypher. It's gonna be forcing him to drop early here, and a nice hook from Finn taking out Strozel. There goes the Torb, no res for them. As the turret falls, there's gonna be no signs of Torb left, and Unruly, I cannot talk, is gonna be a little bit free right here, as long as shields don't get in their way to pop some heads. Bit of a slow fight, and like I said, Unruly instantly getting another head, but Strozel responds. Both reses coming through. Finn falling though, so Brittany is at a bit of an advantage here. Might force the Horrorcore to back up a bit.
This is kind of why I was saying maybe hold the high ground. They gave it up for free. Deer got domed, they got the res off, yes, but then everybody just dropped, and then you give a Junkrat and Widow just free access to the high ground, which is where they want to be.
Yeah, and we'll see how Horrorcore decides to set up this, and Nano instantly goes out onto the Canadian, and the Shatter, oh my goodness, it is absolutely massive, with the nade as well from Sneaky Turtle. That is just outstanding from both the support and the tank.
Felt that one in Oklahoma.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, you just love to see that. Both the support and the tank coming together, that synergy, that is just beautiful. And now, with 4 minutes and 20 seconds, going into this cart push right here, Barry instantly finding Unruly right there. Unruly swapping onto the Soldier though. Interesting pick. Especially with the pocketed Ash in the mix. And Finn though, nice whole hog. Gonna take out a few people from Brittany, instantly gonna be making them
oh my god,
rethink. Oh my goodness.
Finn,
the tank
chill.
Play. That tank play though from
he's going for the Soldier too. He got him. Oh!
That is
Finn, chill, bro.
Finn's just popping.
This hog is going nuts. 4 kills in one fight.
He's
Not to mention a great hook on Deer to make sure they secure that kill.
Yeah, and I mean, now coming into this fight, it's kind of, you don't have anyone set up really, and Sneaky with a nice nade onto both tanks, one taking out Deer, so yeah, they're at a disadvantage right here. That is not resable. And a Shatter yet again coming through, finding just a few people on the ground, and the window being invested is just it's not going to be able to turn around that fight, and that should be Horrorcore's right there.
Canadian and Finn are making just an insane amount of space. Finn's getting so many quality picks with this hog, and Canadian is just able to push up so aggressive. Great charge there.
Yeah, it was a good counter pin. You know, both tanks just falling straight to the ground, and I mean, they're just rolling straight through this point, aren't they?
Can we check Finn's hook accuracy? I don't think they've missed one.
I don't know. It seems like they're just not missing anything.
Sneaky though on this Ana, but the nades have just been massive so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been an absolute masterclass from both tank and support here. And the Shatter falls, finding a few people on the ground, but in response, the tire and the flux being committed, and it's looking like it's going in Horrorcore's favor. True Unruly is going to be just finding a few picks, and The whole hog coming through. Is that a nano whole hog? That is
Nah,
just
he was
gross.
just on fire.
Oh, it's just on fire.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, in any case, that is just
Oh,
disgusting.
Canadian!
Oh my gosh. As the fight gets more and more sloppy into the stall area, Canadian is just coming alive and just popping off here. Attack visor just to finish it off, and that is a massive time bank for Horrorcore.
The man shattered a sleeping Rhine. I don't know how to respond to that. Is that a Chad, is that a Chad move?
Chat might say that's a bit cheap, but that is just, I don't care, that's smart.
That attack, though, by Horrorcore, insanely clean. I mean, Finn on the hog was getting quite frankly, a ridiculous amount of value for a team running double shield.
Yeah, that is just, insane. I don't know how else to put it. Finn, his hog, I really am curious about his hook accuracy. I gotta ask him what his hook accuracy was. Because I swear, he only missed maybe one hook, if that.
He's coming back out on it, too.
I mean, if the iron's hot, I mean, just keep striking, you know?
I do want to highlight, though, the Ana play from Sneaky there. Fantastic support, allowed Canadian to play very aggressive, was hitting some fat nades, and great job by Horrorcore as a whole capitalizing on them. I think every time Sneaky got an anti-nade, at least one person was dying from it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, that was just a masterclass of, you know, tank and support, synergy right there. I mean, as well as, you know, Unruly and Slobby, of course, getting, you know, some nice plays. I mean, these are both DPS that just thrive and just poke and spam, so, I mean, it's just what you want to see from them. Brittany, however, coming out on this, Ryan Zarya, getting more of a rush style without the Lucio. And Richard, probably wishing they had a Lucio right now because everything just came at him. So it's gonna force them back.
Richard is not having fun this map. He's been swept multiple times, right there hooked and immediately focused down. I mean, they clearly just want to take the Rhine out very first thing. They don't care about killing anything else.
And that is also a huge stagger. Nice hook from Sin and Canadian finishing that off. And oh, the staggers just keep coming. They're just not able to take a fight.
Brittany's backing all the way up to spawn now. Want to make sure. And Richard slipped again!
Just taking a bit of a nap. A bit of a snooze there, nothing wrong with that. Hook attempt, not able to find anyone here. Brittany slowly inching their way to the position they want to be in, taking this little corner right here. While Strolls is spamming from above, Unruly trying to keep him in check from the ultra high ground right there. Barry though, finding Haunted, gets traded out in with the nice shots onto him, and a huge kill onto Sneaky right there, but not before the nano is used on the Canadian. Should be able to win out this fight here. Investment of the Valk right there. I don't know if that was needed, but in any case.
I think the Valk was just to get out. Cypher's caught in the back line. That was a nice sleep to get herself out.
Yeah,
I mean, Copper switched anyway, but I think the Valk was just to make sure they get out.
Yeah,
Nice sleep!
that is a great sleep. I mean, Cypher does fall in the end, but that sleep was just massive. Strozel popping right now. Can this tire turn it around? Finds Barry. And it's just kind of a sloppy fight here. It's looking like Brittany should win it out, though, as Slobby does fall. Two people die.
Might
so.
try for a recontest. No, they're thinking twice.
Yeah, device. Oh, the Doomfist swap from Unruly. I don't know how this will work. Oh, you see that? Look
He's
at that
going
tech.
for. Love to see it.
It's spotted out, but I mean, good attempt. Good attempt.
I mean, the Doomfist, very good pick into this team, though. The only thing you really have to stun him or deal with him is the McCree, and Barry has enough to worry about.
Yeah. Oh, what a shatter from the Canadian right there. Does pay for it, but yeah, I mean, it was a bit of an ambitious shatter, hoping the team would capitalize, but no one was there. Deer with the 4K in the fight, though, that is just...
Forced
that is
a lot. Forced out the grab and the nano, though, when I'm not sure it was necessarily needed. Both of them, anyway. I think the grab won you the fight already.
Yeah, but in that case, they do get some. Oh,
it sure just cannot get a break.
He just can't play the game. I mean, he tries to shatter, but just gets whole hogged away. Strozel's tire doesn't get any value either. So, I mean, everything was just got shut down right there and then. Now Brittany has to just try to back out and regroup as fast as they can, but the Canadian with the nice fire strike right there, able to cause a stagger right there for Barry.
These are some nice clean re-engages from Horrorcore. They come in, invest just the whole hog, and are able to get a very clean fight win. Not only that, but force out 2 ultimates for Brittany's.
Yeah, with about a minute 50 left, oh, a nice nade.
What a hook!
He's gonna have to drop. That is just nice play from them. And a nice tire as well. Taking out 1 support as well as Strozel. Grab being invested, as well as the shatter. I mean, that shatter is just absolutely massive from the Canadian right there.
Richard had Canadian dead to rights with that charge, and Finn completely bailing the Reinhardt out. What a hook from Finn. I mean, I think that turned the fight. Like, that right there is what defined that fight. He doesn't land that. Finn doesn't land that hook. You're looking at a very different fight.
Yeah, and with the whole hog coming online, I mean, I'm expecting some big whole hog plays here from Finn. Looking like they're taking the high ground here. Only a minute left. Definitely at a slower pace than Horrorcore was, but it still can be winnable. A nice nade from Cypher onto Finn, and Strozel getting the first pick on the Slavy Globby. Probably not going to be able to build that Rip Tire, and the whole hog being invested with the Meteor Strike. I mean, those are just some nice picks right there. Ooh, nice sleep.
Again, very clean, ult-efficient fights. You used 2 ultimates that fight. The whole hog, the Meteor Strike, and granted there wasn't anything to really force out for Brittany's, but just how clean and efficient Horrorcore has been on this defense with their fights. If they're losing them, they're losing them quickly, forcing ultimates out, and if they're winning them, they're winning them with 1 or 2 ults.
Yo, oh, he goes for the Doomfist slam, and it does find Copper. Doomfist does fall right there. It's rezzed out. High Noon being dropped from Barry, doesn't find anyone. A nice nade onto Deer. Can they survive? Nano being dropped as well, and the Canadians just swinging away. Shatter falls, Barry gets caught in it, and yeah, that is a nice win from Horrorcore right there.
I mean, I think the story of that attack for Brittany's Canadian absolute Chad getting the play.
That almost got canceled too.
Almost. I think one of the big things there was the staggering from Brittany's here and there. You know, like a few of their pushes on attack, they would just get staggered out. They needed to just get a full-on regroup and push in. Try to push in as a full 6, but every time they tried, it looked like somebody was getting, you know, blown up in the choke, and they tried to push in anyway, a couple of those. But man, I mean, overall, fantastic game from Horrorcore. Not to take away from Brittany's, they had some, you know, some big plays too, but sneaky with those sleeps and Finn with those hooks. I mean, Richard was literally not allowed to play the game that map.
I mean, I feel bad for Richard because they tried their hardest to make it work, but I mean, with Canadian, just pins, shatters, as well as Finn with the whole hogs and the hooks. I mean, there was just nothing they can do, as well as, Sneaky as well with the nades and the sleeps. You just couldn't play the game. You feel bad, but I mean, that's the game of Overwatch. Main tank is just kind of pain sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's some days a thankless job, and some days a job where you want to rip all your hair out. And I feel like that's where Richard's head might be at after that map. At least that's where mine would be at.
Yeah, and I mean, going into what could possibly be the final map, Horrorcore up 2-0. It's just, again, the small mistakes that Brittany's making that they really need to fix. It's just very small ones, like a couple ults being thrown here and there that really shouldn't be invested, and a couple of staggers right there in Hollywood. That was, I think that's what really cost them the map right there. So we'll see. We'll see if Brittany can fix this up in Dorado. I mean, this is their last chance. They kind of have to. Horrorcore looking very confident right now. They're probably going to keep the same-ish style. I'd be surprised if they change anything up at this point.
Yeah, it'd definitely be surprising, but you never know. Most teams, I would think, come into these kinds of games with set strategies. Maybe the strat there was just Finn, play hog, hook everything, and, go bananas, and then next map you get a break.
Yeah, kind of like you on Nepal. Maybe that was it.
I don't know. I think if Finn and I went hog v hog, I'd lose that pretty handily.
Yeah, I mean that's his hog was just insane.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, CV.
I mean, your hog on Nepal's insane too, but I mean Finn's on Hollywood. He only missed like what, 4 hooks or something like that.
I wasn't keeping track, but yeah, 4. Let's say 4. That seems about right. Felt like they were hitting everything.
Yeah, Brittany is gonna have to find something here. Like I said, I mean Dorado. If we're thinking about what Brittany might run, it does lend itself to some hit scan play, so maybe that will favor them. Although, like I say that, but Unruly was also popping heads on Widow, so maybe not.
I think it'll favor them. I think point A specifically, you could come out with that Pharah if you really wanted to. It is a very good Pharah point. But you do have the danger of the hit scan, of course. And I think for Horrorcore, especially on their defense, that's, I think Slobby Globby could have a field day with that Junkrat, just if they can maintain control of the high ground. I don't know, though. I mean, if you're Brittany's, I think that your Rhine Zarya puts in work. I think that it is really going to come down to making sure you manage your ults a little bit better throughout the rest of this series, because I think that's been the #1 thing that's been biting them so far.
Yeah, and I mean, even if they make it to map 4, they're gonna have to try to find a way to shut down that Junkrat, because map 4 doesn't get any easier with Temple of Anubis. I mean, that's just a field day for Junkrat right there.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if they have any swaps and all that. The usual for Dorado. So should be there pretty soon. But in the meantime, let's get back to this pineapple on pizza debate, huh?
Oh, I mean, in my defense, Yarbles, I didn't bring it up. CB's the one bringing it back to it.
I knew you were about to say it before. I knew it was coming back. Every time.
Okay, well, what is your opinion, Shady?
No, that's all I have to say.
Just no.
Just no. Love pineapple, love pizza, not together.
I agree. I think pineapple on pizza, I'll be honest, it doesn't taste bad. I've had it. It's not bad. but I don't think it should go on pizza. But that doesn't mean it's horrible. I just would rather not. And then
100%
Shady
agree.
left the broadcast. Oh, never mind.
Nah, we here.
I thought you were gonna leave after that comment.
Tempted, but no.
I wouldn't blame you. I have the controversial opinions today.
You always have the controversial opinions.
Not all the time.
When it comes to Overwatch maps, you do.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I think my most controversial one is I hate Kings Row.
Okay, Yarbles, can I leave now?
Yeah, he hates Kings Row? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love Kings Row.
Okay, cool. Bye, CB.
See you later.
Okay. And then he leaves. No.
So why do you hate Kings Row?
I just... Okay. People would say, oh, it's because you're a hit scan player, but that's false. I hate Havana too. I just don't like the fact that I think first point attack sucks. Like if you're attacking on that first side, on first point, it's just very hard. Like if they have a bunker comp or something like that, it's so hard to break that it's just very annoying. Same thing with like split defense, Sigma on one side, Orisa on the other. That's just annoying. Like, King's Row first attack is just pain. But King's Row second attack, like on Street's phase, too easy. Like you can cap that way too easy. And then third point, that's kind of just chaos. That's when the chaos happens because of close spawns and stuff like that.
Fair enough.
But people love that map. I don't know.
I mean, it's a beautiful map, and you know, one of the best Overwatch comps is very strong on it.
I wouldn't say beautiful, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gray.
Fair enough.
Gray with a bit of like red here and there.
Route 66 is just sand. Some people like that map.
Yeah, there's more to look at though. I don't know, I like Route 66 a lot more. Route 66 is... that map's so good. Like, I don't know. I don't really like many of the hybrid maps. The only one I would like really, really enjoy is Eichenwald.
That's fair. I think the only game mode that I think is universally agreed upon is Assault is pretty crap. So, but
no, I like all the escort maps and I like all the control. Well, not all the control maps. Some of them.
yeah, I mean, most of the maps are relatively good. There's a few stinkers, obviously. We don't mention Paris. Ever.
Paris, Jokertown, Havana.
Yeah. Ilios.
Hey man, Ilios is alright.
It's okay.
Yeah, so it's like people say it's the worst. Like I hate that one, but I think it's alright.
It's my least favorite control map, but I don't really hate any of the control maps.
Fair. Well, getting back to the match at hand, Brittany on the defense right here. It's looking like they are gonna run this. It's looking like Diva Rhine right here. So a little bit different. Copper and Deer are gonna be on the tank line instead of Richard. Richard's gonna be playing the Ashe on the side of Brittany, as well as Barry on that Pharah. Cypher on the Moira and Stroh's on that Mercy pocketing the Pharah and Ashe, so I do like this lineup here. It should deal with what Horrorcore is about to throw at them pretty well, I would say.
Yeah, we'll see. This Echo could be a bit of a challenge unless Richard Richard's gonna really need to make sure he lands his shots to deal with it, and you can see the Echo with the pocket taking a very nice off angle. Good rotation by Brittany's though.
Yeah, they rotate onto the low ground here, and Barry, oh, that is unfortunate, just gets the self-kill. Probably very low from the Echo or McCree, but in any case, it does get rest. Deer does fall though, so there's their main tank gone, and I mean, it should be free pickings right here for the rest of Horrorcore, just pretty much dominating the rest of them right here.
Yeah, that fight was over the second Deer went down. They needed to make sure they would secure at least one kill to turn it, and I mean, the second Deer goes down, Horrorcore knew that go button got hit, and they just rushed in, got the picks they needed, so credit to them for recognizing that.
They're going to be off, Brittany anyways, going to be opting for the soldier instead of the instead of the Pharah, but Finn already getting a nice D-mech onto Copper, so can't really stop the spam that Unruly is going to be bringing into them, and Finn is just clicking heads right now, finding a couple of picks. One is going to be res, but Deer yet again falls, so again this should be free reign for the DPS and tank line, and Finn is just unstoppable, man. That is just popping.
That was a beautiful off angle Finn took into the church and just completely ignored. Great job getting those first couple picks, and then yeah, you see the result here. Horrorcore just rolling through this map right now.
See, like if it ends here, right, I wouldn't know what to give Finn DPS or tank MVP. It would be interesting.
Canadian!
Oh my gosh!
He got 5 again!
I mean, it's so ambitious, ambitious shatter. But
I think the goal was that he wanted to prevent them from touching, but the team, I don't know if Horrorcore just wasn't pushing or if someone was contesting. I was too caught up seeing that 5 were on their butts.
It doesn't matter in the end, because I mean they capped, but that was interesting play from the Rhine right there.
Getting some massive staggers here too.
Yeah,
Amp
and they're trying to look
committed.
for even more.
Interesting amp there.
Yeah, I was just trying to force them around this this corner so they could probably push hard to this corner. I don't know. They should be able to touch before then, but anyways, Unruly onto the Sombra, so trying to look for some EMPs right here. Attack Visor being committed. Finds Haunted on the back. Nothing really much after that, but Deer, tank diffing Canadian. And that should be the fight one for Brittany, able to stabilize right there.
Unruly. Being a little unruly in the backline right now.
There's just kind of a little gremlin back there.
Yeah. Farming up that EMP very quickly, already at 70%, putting a lot of pressure, just kind of letting Brittany's know, hey, I'm over here. You guys gotta worry about me. And they don't really have much to deal with the Sombra right now, aside from if Richard can nail a nice headshot or Copper gets in the mech and just harasses the Sombra.
Yeah, and the Bob gets committed right here.
Oh,
just
Copper
in
gets
the
the mech
back
kill!
line. Oh my gosh, Copper! The mech kill. I don't even know if they meant to do that, but I'd have to look at that again, but it gets res, but Deer falling. Haunted with a nice nade right there. And now they're up 1. And a shatter falls, finding a couple people right there. The Canadian with the fire strike to follow up. It's just absolutely massive. It's only Barry right there at the top with the visor. And Unruly just gets the pick. EMP's ready right here. High noon grab, everything in the kitchen sink is just being thrown right here, right now. Richard with the pick on the Finn. Don't know if that'll be enough to turn it. Nice EMP right there from Unruly. And Finn gets res, immediately finds Deer. Yep, Copper finds one. Bomb being popped in. Oh my gosh, Omega Low falls. It's just Finn and a few others on point. The respawns from Brittany's is just clutching up right now. and they're going to be able to hang on in the meantime.
It was a great recontest from Brittany's. Very good job by Copper, along with the rest of the team, finding the picks they needed to make sure they pulled that back. I think that bomb there, I would have liked to see Copper pop it a little sooner on top of Cart, maybe, before the rest of the team got back. Maybe crack the Rhine shield, make that fight a little bit quicker and cleaner, but, you know, at the end of the day, they got the job done with it.
Yeah, with about 2 minutes left, Horrorcore has a few ultimates here to work with.
Unruly's looking for a back cap.
Yeah, the back cap's trying to come through. It forces a few people back. Shatter falls from Deer, only finding one. The Canadian with a bigger Shatter, taking out Deer with the nano on him. And it's going to have to be a coalescence investment right here. Cypher able to find Unruly here. But Finn finding a few picks of his own. It's going to have to be attack visor being committed. Haunted falls, and that is a nice pick. But a high noon from Finn might be able to clutch it up. Nice hack on the Deer. I mean, it's kind of a sloppy clown fiesta fight, but it's looking like it's going in favor of Horrorcore. But a few picks right here on the side of Brittany's might be able to turn it, but the Shatter onto Barry.
Cypher still contesting though.
Yep, it's Cypher and Deer right now on that wrecking ball. Just trying to stall, waiting for just something to happen. Strozel back. Finn finding, Finn falling right there. Diva self-destruct in the spawn. Doesn't really find much, other than creating a little bit of space. And the bomb of their own from Brittany's is just trying to find some picks here, but the Canadian is just a little bit too powerful right now with those hammer swings. And it's just a matter of time at this point, I'd say, before Brittany's just falls, and this should be it. But everyone,
They're still trickling in.
It's just insane right now. It's just
another Shatter.
There's just so much.
I mean, Brittany's is doing a fantastic job of stalling this, though. The second it looks like they're cleaned up, Horrorcore has the cleanup. I mean, Brittany's just has one or two more people coming back from spawn. They're staggering on very well, but that looks like it's going to be it.
I mean, amazing stall from Brittany. Probably one of the best of the season so far, but it's still not enough to send them into the OT rounds, but it does bring them all the way down to 17 seconds for Horrorcore. Still got 3, so they do have a win condition here.
They got 3 for sure, but I think Brittany's did a fantastic job of stabilizing on C there. We're able to burn so much time, because I mean, Horrorcore went into that with over 4 minutes to cap C. That was a wonderful hold by Brittany's to make sure they got them all the way down to 17 seconds. I think, you know, Copper had a, you know, that nice double kill right when they were about to cap. I think that really was what started the stabilization, and then, you know, the rest of Brittany's did a great job rallying around. Fantastic stall, and, you know, here we are, 17 seconds in the bank for Horrorcore. We'll see if Brittany's can hopefully full cap and try to get another chance to extend this series.
Yeah, and it's looking like Horrorcore coming out on the BAP Mercy, kind of the same look as what Brittany's was trying to run, minus the Ash for the McCree. So we'll see how this one goes. Brittany's is going to be looking at the Torbjorn. I hope this stays. Please stay on Torbjorn, that is so funny. Yeah, they do. They commit to this comp. So see how this comp is able to deal with the Pharah just raining down those rockets in the sky.
I like this. Put a lot of extra pressure on this pharmacy and, you know, make Barry's job a little bit easier. Yeah,
the turret immediately goes down, of course, but Canadian has no more shield to work around, and Brittany's is just pushing this cart all the way past the underpass right here. Cypher falls, but it doesn't come without the cost. Canadian also falls here. Rez might be able to come through, but Unruly is going to be taken out right here by Barry. Immortality field had to be dropped early from Haunted. We'll see if that's able to stabilize, but no, Omega Law does fall. That's their Mercy gone, so We'll see if Brittany can just run him over at this point. Nice little stun by Barry right there, able to catch Canadian. Trying to pin Deer right there. High Noon being committed. Not really necessary, but I mean, the way Barry has been clicking on heads, fan hammering, I mean, should be able to build that one back pretty quickly.
Barry's flashbangs were beautiful on that attack on A. I mean, 2 or 3 times stunning Canadian out of charge that might have netted him a kill, on top of, you know, a nice little quick pick on the Mercy to keep the staggers going. Horrorcore were just staggering it constantly because every time they looked like they would have the whole team back, immediately one more falls.
Yep, and Matrix dropped early by Haunted, and a nice Deadeye right there catches Copper, who was out of mech. And now it's just a matter of cleaning up Brittany's, although Deer finding Haunted and then, oh my goodness.
That is unfortunate. To be fair, if you're Deer, you don't expect a Rhine to come flying from the high ground and pin you out of shatter there.
Yeah, you don't, but it's still rather unfortunate right there that Deer lost that shatter. In any case, they're going to be looking for another fight here, and Matrix being dropped. Molten Core also being dropped here. Oh, nice little remake attempt from Battle Ooze. Diva Bomb being dropped. Another mech attempt, but it's not going to come through. Shatter being dropped from the Canadian, and the tires well unruly with the 3K. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I think that was the right decision there by Cypher. Commit the Coalescence, try to keep your team up with both your DPS going down. Maybe you can get a chance to turn that fight, but that tire by Unruly, beautiful, just completely shutting everything down.
Yeah, and that one fight right there already burned off pretty much a whole minute. So we'll see what Brittany has up their sleeve on this fight. Not really much to work with.
They've got to find a way to contest this Junkrat on the high ground. Unruly is just having a field day up there with this Mercy pocket, not really having to be worried about taking any pressure.
Yeah, Copper did try to fly up there, but I think not enough in the boosters to get up there. Yep, he does try to get up there to contest. High Noon being dropped from Finn. Barry, my bad. And finding Unruly right there. Junkrat falls. Finn also does fall. So it should be a one fight, although Omega low. Nice res on the Finn. Probably going to get staggered out here. Although,
Horrorcore might be able to turn this.
Yeah, the High Noon being dropped. Molten Core on the side of Brittany's being invested here. Just creating some space. The Canadian being caught out right here in the room, allowing Copper to remech. So this is still kind of a 50-50 fight here. These fights just have been kind of sloppy, and a Coalescence from Cypher being dropped.
Should seal it.
Yeah, it should do it for them. Now they have about 3 minutes 30 to try to cap point C. And a few ultimates here to work with for the side of Horrorcore and Matrix. Being dropped early, hoping to create some space, forcing some rotations around here. Richard being a little caught out right here, but it shouldn't really matter. And a window in response to take this.
Oh, unfortunate by Copper. I've tried that angle many times. It's unfortunate. It barely gets caught on the lip.
Yep, and the tire being dropped. Oh my gosh!
Massive Deadeye!
The DPS from Brittany is just absolutely massive. Started off with the Torb, getting some kills, and then Barry with just the huge Deadeye and another follow-up kill. Just able to find so many picks. Molten Core just here to some people. Yeah, that
time bank.
I mean, they should be able to seal it, but I mean, there's a few people right here just staggering, and a nice res from Omega, able to res the ball. Finn finding Richard right here. That is a big pick. Although Cypher finding one in response. So it's still the cleanup duty here, but I mean, Horrorcore is doing a nice job of stalling, just like Brittany's has done.
It's still winnable. Only the Mercy on cart.
Yep, and now it's just May and Ryan coming through.
Beautiful charge.
Yep, and
What a
that
time
is
bank.
just an extra minute 28 for Brittany on the time bank here.
That attack was honestly what I think that was the adjustment Brittany's needed to make. They were managing ults very well there. We didn't see too much overcommitment in fights that were won or lost. And I mean, just a great cap. Barry had an insane Deadeye. They did a great job breaking LOS when the Amp Matrix came out from Horrorcore and then responding with their own. I mean, even with Cypher going down, once they got around the corner, they did a fantastic job of just regrouping, sustaining until she got back, and at that point, you know, good job focusing targets, getting the cleanup they needed, and now, you know, a good defense here, and all of a sudden, we have a 2-1 game. So we'll see if they're able to pull off.
It's super winnable here for Brittany. I mean, like I said, extra minute 28 in the time bank. If they're able to stop them before this first checkpoint, I mean, that's pretty much all you need. You just need one good team fight at that point. And speaking of Brittany's, they're going to be running out on it's Torbjorn yet again. Barry on the Soldier this time.
I like the Hanzo pick here from Finn.
Yeah, trying to find these one taps here. Copper's gonna have a lot on their plate on this comp. See how they deal with it. So right now, just a little bit of high ground poke right now from Brittany's. Probably gonna start rotating very soon to the low ground, and they do. Underpass fight right here, right now. Nice stun onto Deer. Not much follow up from Horrorcore, so we'll see what can Horrorcore bring to the table. And ooh, nice DMAC right onto from Barry onto Battle Ooze. So already at a disadvantage, Horrorcore is. But an anti right there and a nice flash.
Barry's on
sorry.
contest on that high ground behind though. Can easily find a pick here. Never mind.
Yeah, and a nice Molten Core, and Richard and Cypher trying their hardest to clutch up right now. It's up to them to try to take out Canadian right here. And a nice immortality field to try to keep Canadian alive. And oh my gosh, the pin on the Deer. It's just Richard and Cypher and a few others. That's all they got. But again, for Horrorcore, it's just a Megalo on point. Everyone's trying their hardest to run back as fast as they can. It's looking winnable.
They nanoed the map just to keep the contest alive.
That nano map is not going to live very long, and that is going to be it for Horrorcore's attack. They get it decently far, but it's just not enough.
For 1 minute though, that's a really solid push. Typically when you see that 1 minute with how long team fights can take on Dorado with that rotation, you expect them to get held at bridge and not go any further. So definitely, if you're Horrorcore, you're happy with that push, and I think this is holdable for 2.5 minutes. If you can get a really good contest at that bridge and just keep them pinned there, then this is very winnable.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, super duper winnable. I mean, Horrorcore is going to have to pull out an outstanding defense here. I mean, we've seen it before.
Oh, and they're got the comp to do it, coming out with the double shield Bastion junk.
Oh, you hate to see it, but you know, some people in chat love to see the Bastion being ran here. Not my favorite hero, but I mean, it's fun. It's a little fun sometimes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's fun.
Not fun to play against, but fun to play.
Sure, whatever you say, CB. You're the DPS player here.
You know it's pain to run against a Bastion.
But they have a great setup here too, setting up on this high ground. If the tanks can rotate the shields well, then this should be very hard for Brittany's to break.
Yeah, they don't really have much to deal with here other than Copper's defense matrix. But Copper immediately getting DMX, so scratch what I said.
Brittany's playing the smart mode. They're hugging the cart, making sure they don't go down. Strozel, though, gonna go down. Now this is the problem. That comp has to make the rotation, and it's very slow. Brittany's gets under the bridge, which is what you want to do.
Yeah, and now it's just kind of a sloppy one. Deer and Copper, though, finding a few picks here and there.
They cracked it.
Yeah, Megalo getting the res on the Bastion, but that Bastion ain't gonna live too long. And this should be a one map for Brittany right here. They can just take out battle. Yeah, I mean that's
it's
just
on the
one
Junkrat
fight.
to touch from behind. Barely doesn't get to cart. That was beautiful execution by Brittany's to crack that comp. That is a very difficult one to crack. They just hugged the cart, lost a couple people, which is fine. Get through the bridge, and it was all over from there. Once that comp has to become mobile, it's a huge issue. I think Horrorcore was very late with that rotation. Massive deadeye.
That is just nasty. I didn't even need the Phantom Hammer at that point. But you know what? It's just how it is. 20,000 damage. Sheesh.
How much of that was the turret, though?
All of it. No, I'm kidding. Turret got 20,000 damage.
If I'm playing Torb, the turret gets everything.
Yeah, that turret is just clutch sometimes.
Yeah. But now, all of a sudden, we're looking at a little bit of a different series. It's 2-1. Fantastic comeback from Brittany's. I mean, you needed that map win. Not just to keep the series alive, but I think that was, you know, hopefully a confidence and morale booster to take Anubis and force us to map 5, where we'll get to see what chat decides we're going to play, and if they say Paris, I'm retiring.
Yarbles wants that. I know he does. He's been waiting just one day. One day he wants Paris to come.
For me to retire or us to play Paris?
Little A, little B.
Wow.
a little bit of both. We do a bit of both around here. But in any case, next map, Temple of Anubis. What do you think about that one?
I mean, it's 2 CP, which I don't like, but I think if you're Brittany's, you build off of your momentum from Dorado, maybe keep Richard and Barry as your DPS line. That Torb was really working. Barry was making the McCree and the Soldier work. You could also come out with the Pharah if you want. I think if you're Horrorcore, do you maybe think about running the Bastion again on their defense? I mean, personally, I would say no, but I also don't like Bastion. But, you know, Bastion Junk is a very strong comp, at least in these elos, for Anubis. So I could envision them pulling that out, honestly.
Yeah, I think that Bastion is very, like, weird on the defense, right? Because, you know, he can do a lot, but the problem is if the attackers decide to come out on like a Junkrat, I mean, it's kind of hard to keep him alive. But I think Horrorcore is going to go back to this Junkrat. Yep, Slobby Globby coming back in, the GOAT. Coming back in to play this Junkrat most likely, and not too surprised, to be honest. You would expect a Junkrat on the attack or defense. I mean, it's just an obvious play.
Yeah, this is one of the Junkrat maps, if not the Junkrat map in this game. I think one thing that could end up causing problems, though, for Horrorcore is if Brittany's does come out on that Pharah, which has been pretty strong today for them. But Finn's also shown the ability to shut that down here and there, so, you know, who knows?
Finn Hog would hook him out of the sky. No, I'm kidding.
And then, you know, it comes down to the tank battle too. Canadian and Deer put on a really good main tank battle on Dorado. Canadian's been a problem tonight. So, you know, hopefully Brittany's seem to have a better plan of how to deal with him on Dorado, and hopefully they can carry that on to Anubis here and make Canadian have much less impact than he's had so far in this series.
Yeah, and we are seeing a substitution for Brittany. First time in the series, we got Chuck coming in for Cypher. So, interesting swap there. And I think Dimples wasn't in last map. I could be wrong. Yeah.
Dimples, Sneaky, and I think Omegalol were all three coming in that weren't in last map. I could be wrong on support.
Omegalol was, I believe, in last map. But
oh, you're right. They made the sub at DPS. My bad. This is why I don't get paid.
It is I don't know. It is gonna be interesting to see what they run on this, because we know for sure the Junkrat's coming, like 100%.
Oh yeah. No, they're for sure gonna have the rat, no doubt.
But what would the tank line look like? I'd imagine some sort of double shield look, because that is very strong on the, especially first point of Temple. But on the attack, you would want to try to rush or try to do something to prevent, disrupt that double shield.
My thought would be, I would imagine you come out on the Rhine Zarya. That, I believe that's what Dimples was in for earlier. So I fully expect to see the Rhine Zarya with the Junk. Finn probably comes out on the Kree. Sneaky, I would imagine, on the Ana, and then Omegalol on that Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the comp I would expect based on how this series has gone so far.
Yeah, sorry, my little cousin's in the background. He just stopped by. But yeah, Brittany, I know them, and I know for sure they're probably gonna come out on this double shield. So, I mean, I'm expecting it because, I mean, it's just such a strong first point defense comp. People in chat, they're saying that they want Kings Row, they want Horizon, Paris. They want that for map 5.
Well, we gotta get through map 4 first.
Yeah, we'll see. So we'll see what all teams decide to come out on. I mean, like you said, these chokes right here, prime feeding spots for Junkrat. I mean, there's just there's such tight little rooms and corridors to go down that, I mean, Junkrat is just insane on this. I mean, even a Pharah as well could just spam these little corridors if they do want to opt for that. But I mean, Junkrat just gets the job done way better, in my opinion.
I think Junkrat does. I think you come out with some type of junk counter potentially. You know, McCree could work. I think a sniper would be a better pick, or the Pharah. If you don't, but I think with how on the hit scans have been today, I don't know that a Pharah is the best choice. But we've also seen it have a lot of impact at the same time, like on Nepal.
Well, surprise, surprise, they're running a Junkrat. And I kind of called it right here. Brittany's is going to be opting for this double shield blick, and Barry instantly getting a pick on the Finn. Ah, that is just brutal. That is brutal. But yeah, they're going to have to wait just a few for Finn to come back. They are going to be looking at this Lucio rush style, trying to disrupt this double shield comp. They got the Ashe right here trying to spam these dynamites, and just trying to click some heads right here.
Very nice rotation, gonna go all the way up, I would imagine. Yep, they are.
Yep, they're taking the high ground here.
And an immediate rotation from Barry to try to get as much spam as possible. They're gonna play on the opposite high ground. Big
Ooh,
pick.
Finn, nice pick onto Richard right there. That's their hit scan gone, although Copper gonna be rezzed, but the application matrix comes out, and I mean, that's just so much damage being pumped into these people right here. And Barry trying to go for the ambitious tire, finding Sneaky right there. Brittany's trying their hardest to turn it around, but it is only the Junkrat on the point, and it's just not going to be enough. Horrorcore going to be taking this first point right here.
Very nice fight. Got a little bit sloppy there. I think that Amp Matrix a little bit far back to get a ton of value, but overall a great job cracking that double shield, which is notoriously a very tough comp to crack on that first point.
Yeah, and I mean, we got a lot of ults coming online for the side of Brittany's end, as well as the side of the Horrorcore. You got the Shatter and the High Noon Heat as well. So lots to work with us in this attack. You just gotta fill up these ults as quick as you can before Deer drops this supercharger or the flux comes out. So we'll see. We got plenty of time to try to poke this out. Now they're trying to fight on this point right here. Barry finding Omega, so no beat will be dropped, and that could be very, very important here as the flux gets dropped. It's looking a bit shaky at first for Brittany, losing a few off the rip, but they're able to stabilize here.
Yeah, I mean, very nice fight for Brittany's. Use both tank ultimates, and that's it to win the fight. You need to be prepared though, as Horrorcore is coming on with a treasure trove of ultimates to pop on you. They could easily just ult dump and take this point in one fight here.
Yeah, Barry though hanging out on this little high ground, trying to see if they can get a little sneaky tire on them.
Yeah, I don't know if Barry noticed they rotated right though.
Yeah, he's gonna be a bit late to the party here, and oh, he gets caught up by Slobby Globby, finds him, and the High Noon is being dropped, finding a few people. That is a huge High Noon, killing the Sigma, as well as the Mercy right here. I mean, with so many ults coming online as well, the tire, and they're not even gonna dump him. No one can touch.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the ult dump we were expecting. They came in, lead with the Amp Matrix. Barry was getting set up for a tire, made I think a late rotation. I'm not sure if they were trying to hunt for the opposing Junkrat or if the rotation simply wasn't called out for where Horrorcore went, and then we saw the Shatter follow immediately after. The Deadeye, just a very clean take by Horrorcore with a massive time bank too. I mean, 345 is very significant on 2CP.
Yeah, that's definitely not something to scoff at, and we'll see Brittany's attack, see if it's any better. I mean, it's hard to get any better than that much time on the time bank. You have to literally just roll both points. But I mean, we've seen crazier things happen, so see what they opt for.
It is
though,
very doable.
Yeah. Horrorcore, looking like they're going to be running this BAP, Mercy, as well as the Junkrat, of course, McCree. Look, not opting for double shield though, instead looking at the Rhine Diva, so kind of brawly, but also still very, very spammy.
The Diva's an interesting pick to me on the defense. We're used to seeing Diva on attack on this map, but not typically on the defense. Obviously, she does have the defensive capabilities with the D-Matrix. Great rotation here from Brittany's. But I think they're doing this more for the high ground control, which you're seeing now as Dimples rotates up to cut them off.
Yeah, they're going to try to spam out a couple of players here, but it's not really going to do much in the long scheme of things, but nice little poke coming through from Brittany with that Junkrat. They're trying to find some sort of picks here, but they might just have to try to drop or wait for someone to make a mistake. And there it is, Finn getting picked by Richard right here. It gets rezzed, but I mean Dimple's mech is also gone, so it's just a lot of utility gone right there.
Off angle.
Ooh, nice mine from Barry, taking out 2. Oh my gosh. One fight here, it's just the bath, it's just the lane.
Oh, Canadian!
No.
You want that back. That was clearly a lost point. Definitely went for the hero shatter.
You hate to see it.
Dimple's gonna go over to the Zarya now, and I think this makes a lot more sense with the more spammy comp that Brittany's is running here, and a sim switch as well.
Yeah, this sim is an absolute menace to Deer. It just melts him, and Sneaky gets the finishing blow on him. So, I mean, that's just rather unfortunate. He just ran right into some turrets without even knowing. Is that just oh my gosh! Sneaky falls. They don't have the rest for that, but spawn is, I mean...
It's a nice assassination by Barry, too. But, Brittany's coming up with a... Oh, Richard goes down. That's a big stagger. Brittany's coming up with a lot of ults, though. They need to just disengage, not take any poke, get a full regroup, and they can do the same thing that Horrorcore did to them and just bum rush them with ultimates and have a triangle party on point.
Yeah, they have a lot to work with. The only thing they have to really worry about at this point is Slobby Globby's tire, but even then that could be mitigated with the little immortality. Dragon gonna be going. Immortality field being dropped early. Both times being dropped. We'll see whose is bigger. And right now it's Barry's. Shatter does fall from Canadian. Not finding much Richard. Getting a kill before getting taken out by a trap. I mean, the spawner's just gonna come out and clean up, though.
I mean, you hate to see it. Committing 4 ults there. They did what I think they really should have done, engaging with the dragon. The shatter came out. Great reaction from Sneaky with that immortality field to save the Zarya. And then just good counterplay from Horrorcore, knowing that, you know, they had more ults to work with, saving that sim wall, using it to kind of split the point, and then Canadian was able to kind of play a little safe, get an extra pick, and you know, here we are. Brittany's down 4 ults, and couldn't quite get that tick to show for it.
Yeah, and Canadian is just swinging away right now, finding a couple. I mean, those turrets are just an absolute menace to Deer's, sanity right now.
For sure, and I mean the way that they're set up, you look at where Finn has them, 3 of them on the pillar. It's just a car wash if you try to force it down mid, and that's so much shield pressure Deer has to take before they even get to the point. I mean, you've got to find a different rotation here if you're Brittany's. They keep trying to just, full send it down mid, and it's not working. There's too much spam.
Yeah, they're going to be going on the left side, although some people are going main. This is
I think Chuck's going to bomb, and they're going to engage here.
Yeah, you got a few people spamming down main. Chuck is about to bomb on an off angle. Oh my gosh. Very. Eesh, that's not good. So that now they're just looking to just try to wait for Barry to come back. Might try the same thing, who knows? Chuck is still looking at this off angle, looking for a Diva Bomb. And here comes the Dragons.
Slobby Globby not giving Chuck that angle that they want to try to find this bomb, though.
Yeah, Canadian finding 2. I mean, that just doesn't help things, does it? Oh, that's disrespect on the Barry. I just heard him screaming all the way down.
I mean, if you're Brittany's, you're trying to set up for this. I'm assuming what they're trying to do is set up for this bomb play where they play split. Chuck throws the bomb in behind them when Brittany's engages, but they're losing 1 or 2 so early that they can't actually get a fight here. It's just burning time.
Yeah, and they're about to run into a plethora of ultimates from Horrorcore. Literally all 6 up right now. Oh my gosh!
There's a bomb.
Okay, it's all evened up right now, but the spawn advantage is still on the side of Horrorcore, and Slobby Globby with the 4-piece in that fight. That is just that is disgusting.
And beautifully played by Horrorcore. Yeah, you commit 4 ultimates, but you also look at the ult economy overall. It's, you know, 2 to essentially 3, but you know that Rhyme can get shattered pretty quick, and so can Bap with the Ant Matrix. So might as
That's
well
a
be
huge kill though.
Massive.
Omega falls. There goes the res. Here comes the tire from Barry, finding Canadian. Dimples also gets pinned, and it's just up to Finn and a few others at this point to just clutch up right now. And Copper investing this coalescence, trying to keep everyone nice and healthy. A nice little Dragon Strike right here. It's gonna split a few people off, but Finn not giving this up. Finding a few picks here.
Yeah, they're gonna turn this around.
Yeah, just the spawn advantage is way too high. Finn, yeah, he's just still popping, but you're trying to shut it down.
I don't think Brittany's is gonna get another touch until Strozel can get in a position to stall out. And I don't think they're gonna be able to. They get the touch.
Touch comes through, it's up to Chuck right now. Do they have
Chuck's not gonna, barely makes it. Richard on the Doomfist too for the stall.
They're trying their hardest, but the tire comes through, finding Richard right there. Globby finding just pick after pick. Finn with the turrets, the shatter. It's just all too much for Brittany to deal with, and that is all. Horrorcore wins this one 3-1.
I mean, a hard-fought game by Brittany's though. Those maps were very competitive overall, and you know, I think if you're Brittany's, you look back at this and you say, hey, you know, we put forth a really good effort, and you know, we got a few things we can go back and work on to figure out, but you know, come back, play stronger, win the next one.
I didn't even notice that. I didn't even know that Lobby canceled out the beat from Strozel.
I didn't even hear the voice line.
That could have clutched up the fight right there too.
It definitely could have.
But in any case, Horrorcore wins 3-1. I mean, don't let the scoreline fool you though. I mean, this could have easily went to 5 maps. I mean, Nepal, super duper close. Hollywood, that one was probably the least close map, but I mean, still put up a good fight. Brittany did. Dorado, I mean, I went into OT rounds, and Anubis literally came down to the last point. So, like you said, Brittany's shouldn't be discouraged from this, and should take some positives from this, but as well as you know, look at some of the negatives and try to iron out some of those kinks that we saw throughout the series.
Yeah, and on the side of Horrorcore, you know, I think it's the same thing. You have a lot of positives, obviously, to take away from it, but a few things to maybe work on. Dorado definitely could have gone a lot better for them. I think that, you know, maybe their double shield bunker is something that they want to try to work on a little more. It seemed a little... It didn't seem like they played together with that comp as much as they could have, and I think on a few other maps, like Anubis on first point, you definitely could have...
Yeah. But now, should we do MVPs or interviews first?
Are the teams ready for interviews right now?
Let me look. I'm gonna look at the Discord.
I think if they're ready for interviews, we do interviews and then MVPs.
Okay. So... Okay, so we're gonna interview Horrorcore first.
Cool.
So we're gonna have Finn and Glob joining the broadcast. Let me see if we can invite
Sorry, guys. Here we are.
There you go.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good.
Great.
How y'all doing?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Coming off a win.
He's right on Gulab.
Yeah, she's trying to figure out how to join, I think.
Such a fun name to say on cast.
Glob.
Slobby Globby.
That's a fun one, yeah. I kept it simple for y'all, you know?
Thank you for that one.
Yeah, you're welcome, you're welcome. What's she doing? Let me go see if she's still in the team chat. One sec.
Alright. Funny would it be if we get the group chat bug now? We've had the team chat bug for what, a year? There we go.
Hello.
Don't know what's up.
Alright, well, first of all,
Oh, shit.
congrats on the win.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to say, nice name, Slobby. No, that's a good one.
I'm so sorry. It was not supposed to end up this way.
Yeah, I know, the whole BattleNet stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on changing it for the betterment of the league. I promise.
It's fine. Yeah, we have some wild ones.
Oh.
But in any case, I just want to ask real quick. I mean, what was the game plan, and how'd y'all feel coming into this match right here?
We didn't know too much about the team we were versing going in. We've only actually been a team ourselves since about Monday, when we first played. So we sort of were just gonna feel out, see what was working. We suspected they might play a Fire Mercy just because it's strong right now, especially with the hit scan nerf. So we were planning for the hit scan. I'm kind of the hit scan player for the team, so I jumped on the Kree pretty quickly. And yeah, it seemed to work all right. They have a really good brawl, Brittany Bears. Like the Divas players.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Phew. It was tough. Also, we've been playing together, like, as a group, the most of us for a while, so we kind of know
Yeah,
each
we're sort
other
of two different teams that are kind of just thrown
I
together,
see.
but
Mhm.
it's worked okay.
That's pretty much a lot of fire teams, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Shady.
Well, you guys definitely put on a show for us tonight. Finn, you and Canadian, I gotta ask, like, how long have y'all been tanking together? Because you said
We have some chemistry
Energy,
for sure.
oh my goodness.
We came from another league, and we've tanked when we got all the way to the semi-final, well, the grand finals. There, we were the second place team, being a tank duo. So we've definitely got some chemistry. I think we've been playing together for a good probably 4 months now. So
it definitely showed on Hollywood.
I
You
appreciate
guys were putting on a show.
Yeah, the pull them in and he swings on them. It's a good little combo there. Worked out quite well.
And you guys have had that kind of synergy for a while, so
Yeah,
Kinda
we used to be a
just-
Riding Zarya duo. So.
it's almost like a love at first sight.
So it's definitely a bromance going on there. Me and Canadian.
Oh my God, Richard. Hello.
It was definitely very impressive to watch, and I think you guys overall seem to adjust really well between maps, I think. Talk me through Dorado, though. I'm just kind of interested. What was your guys' thoughts whenever Brittany's they had a really good stall on y'all's attack?
Oh yeah, no, they had the stall was honestly perfection from them. I mean, we had decent target calling as well, and we had some good focus, but even still, the stall was amazing from them. Yeah, no, they took off a lot of time from us. We honestly didn't know what to do about it. We were the Lucio I think was a big issue. He was sort of staying alive longer than most people, and he was able to keep healing them up, which I think in future we'll have to focus on Lucio a bit more.
Also, the tanks
Yeah.
were giving me very much trouble. Their tank line is very good.
Super strong tank line for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you say Finn, you play the hit scan for the team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's it like jumping from hog to hit scan right away? I'm sure that's just a weird.
It's definitely a weird leap. especially like the hook accuracy, it just feels weird because I'm going from playing the hit scan. I feel like I have a pretty wide hero pool, so it's not too uncommon for me to just jump between things. Like, you flex all the time, so I'm always jumping between roles every other game. But it is a bit weird going up the hog. I think I've just played him for a while, so it's almost muscle memory, Him and McCree.
Mm-hmm. And one final question from me. I mean, now that you're in the league, now that you have got that first win under your belt, how does it feel?
It feels amazing. It feels really good. Yeah, I think we were all a little bit nervous coming in. Our first time with just a new league. Things are run a bit differently and everything. Different SRs, and checks and things. But it's good. It's a really good feeling, and the team killed it. So I'm super proud.
Yeah, I've also played against a few of their players in previous leagues, so I was like, oh my god, like Chuckster and stuff. I'm very nervous. So, it's fun that we're finally getting the hang of all the rules and the league mandates and stuff. So it's fun.
You have one more question, Shady, or no?
No, you pretty much took my last one, so all I gotta say is, thank you guys for a great game, and, can't wait to see you guys play again.
Hey, thank you guys for casting. You're all awesome. We love it here so far because of you guys, so.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, good job, guys. Alright, so now we're gonna jump into Brittany's interview.
It's done?
What's up? Richard, are you gonna be the only one joining us?
Yeah, most other people had to dip.
Okay. So, sorry. Walk me through, what do you think was the biggest issue for you guys' team?
So a lot of us are in other leagues, and so getting geared up for that, we just have been a little out of practice, so our coordination and stuff like that just isn't there as a team. So a lot of it is just us putting in more hours, like building that synergy that we just don't have right now. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Shady?
So Richard, I asked Horrorcore about this, and I want to ask you guys about it. Your guys' stall on Dorado was fantastic on Horrorcore's attack.
Yeah.
Talk me through, what were comms like, and how was the team, what was the team thinking going on for that stall?
So stressful. I mean, it was just us trying to find, trying to stay alive and, keep this overtime going, but at the same time, you have to find picks eventually, so we were just trying to find and, weed out that one, weak individual where we could start to get a foothold to, regain the point and, finally end the fight. That was the biggest thing that we were looking for. So a lot of that was, finding the Sombra who was low and, forcing her out of position, or, maybe one of the tanks was, running out of resources and we could punish him. Just stuff like that.
Okay. And then, this is another question about Dorado, a little bit earlier in the map, but not too much earlier. They were kind of cruising through that map up until point C. You guys stood up like a brick wall to them. How was the team kind of feeling through that too? Because I would imagine it wouldn't be the best feeling in the world once you get to C, and then, they've been kind of rolling through the way they were.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of how payload maps go sometimes, you have an okay hold on first, but then they just get that momentum going, and it just kind of steamrolls all the way through Streets phase. And then all of a sudden you're on third point, and they have 4 or 5 minutes, and you just don't know what to do with it. So it's just all about figuring out how to stop that momentum at that point. I mean, we were a little boomed, of course, because what else are you gonna do whenever you just get rolled like that through two full points? But it was just looking to ways how we could stop that momentum for them.
And you guys definitely did a good job of doing that, so you clearly weren't too boomed.
Yeah. Just want to say that you guys played really good despite, of course, taking a 3-1 loss. I mean, honestly, this could have gone either way, especially on Nepal. Like, walk me through after taking out second. What was the plan for third point on the control?
On control, we really wanted to try and get that sim set up on point and just play there. Like I said, we haven't scrimmed a lot together, so like our comms and our like how we were running the comp was a little split. We noticed that the Rhine like to flank a little bit, do some backline pins, so we were trying to punish him as much as we could, and just peel for our supports. So that was our biggest plan: is get the sim set up, we bunkered down, we punish the people who are out of position.
Yeah, and I feel like it was so close to going to a map 5 because of how close every single just map was. I mean, credit to you guys. I mean, for a team like you said, it has not been really scrimming much or playing much together. I mean, you guys played fantastic. I wouldn't, I wouldn't, let
And I mean, we play together and stuff like we play together like casually, or like me and Deer are on a different team together. Me and Strozel are on a different team together. So like we play together, but it's never in an organized setting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, I mean, good job out there. I mean, like I said, super close, and I just wish you guys luck on the future matches. I hope to cast more of your guys' games.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. You guys got any more questions for me?
I think we're good. Just thank you guys for an entertaining game, and can't wait to see you all play again.
For sure. See you guys later.
Catch you later.
Okay, so that is going to do it for all of the interviews. Shall we dive into the MVPs?
I think we shall.
You want to shout out anyone first?
I think for me, Finn would be my DPS for sure. I think that the DPS battles were very intense and very fun to watch tonight. But I think Finn was consistently in the kill feed. That McCree was a little dirty at times and was definitely a big factor on Nepal especially.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, no matter what, I wanted to give Finn an MVP, but I didn't know if I would give it to tank or DPS, but I agree, DPS. I mean, he played more on it, but I mean, in any case, just played amazing. But speaking of tanks, see, this is where it's hard because I want to give tank MVP to Canadian, but at the same time, I think the support was really good too. What was it? Silent? Was it Silent?
Sneaky.
Sneaky, yes. Sorry, I'm getting distracted in the background. I don't know. It's a toss-up.
I think that tank MVP. I mean, if we want to give support to Sneaky, I think Deer had a very good showing on tank tonight.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I agree. I think I'd give it to Sneaky, but would it be Deer or would it be who else would we give tank to? I think Deer though. Yeah, I do think Deer played really good. So is that our final MVPs? Deer, Sneaky, and sorry, people, and Deer, Sneaky, and Finn. Is that our final?
I'm happy with that.
Yarbles, any chime-ins?
I think you guys are doing great. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be our MVPs, and that's also gonna do it for us today. So anyone still in the chat, hearts out to you. Thank you all for watching. This has been Bronze Tacos, CB, Shady, and Yarbles on cams. Good night.
Have a good night.